Okay, so today we're going to be talking about ringworm. It's the pathogen that I chose for the presentation. So ringworm it's actually not a worm, as you would think of like a parasitic worm. Those are classified under helminths. That would be something like a tapeworm or roundworms. But ringworm is actually a contagious type of fungus, most specifically called a dermatophyte. And there's three that are the most common. The first one is trichophyton, which typically that will affect the hands, the feet, and the nail plates. And the next one is microsporum, which will typically infect pets. And then there's also epidermophyton. So this is my cute little Frenchie Beeps. I put her on there because ringworm is not only transmitted between human to human, but it can also be transmitted from pet to human or animal to human through direct skin to skin contact. Another place that ringworm might be picked up would be in locker rooms, and also through towels, sheets, personal grooming items, things like that. So fungus really thrives in a damp environment. And so when you have that, there's a higher chance of contracting this fungus. So signs and symptoms. After infection, signs and symptoms will start to appear between 4 to 14 days on average. And the symptoms can really vary depending on which location of the body is infected. But there are some things that are common among all of them. Typically, the red scaly patches you'll see in all areas. So, depending on where the ringworm is located, it will have a specific name. The tinea corporis is on the skin of most parts of the body. So the symptoms here is the red, itchy, ring-shaped rashes, and it can appear differently. So the rings can overlap, they can be slightly raised, they can be more localized, or they can be spread out over a large area. And some of them may have bumps inside the ring. So here are 4 pictures showing all of those different characteristics of how ringworm may present. Now, if ringworm is present on the feet, it's also called athlete's foot or tinea pedis. And again, you're going to see the red swollen areas. It's going to be peeling. It may be itchy. And it may also present with some blisters. You can see an example of that on the foot here. The most common area for it to show up would be on that pinky toe and the toe that's next to it. All right, jock itch, tinea cruris. So this is a fungal infection that affects the groin, the buttocks, and the perineal areas. Again, there's those scaly red spots, and this is typically found on the inner sides of the skin folds of the thighs. Tinea capitis. So this is most common in children, but it can happen in adults as well. Again, there's the scaly, itchy patches. They're red spots, and they tend to be circular when they're on the scalp. And there also may be some hair loss associated with the infection areas. Tinea barbae. This is ringworm of the beard. Again, we have the scaly, itchy red spots, and this can present on the cheeks, the chin, and the upper neck. This is unique in that they may become crusty or they may actually fill with pus. Onychomycosis. So this is ringworm infection of the nails. Again, the most common dermatophyte is the trichophyton that causes this. And this presents as thick, fragile, or cracked nails. And you might also see separation from the nail bed. Statistical analysis. So the presence of ringworm, the actual number isn't exact because there's no official public health surveillance for ringworm in the US, but experts estimate that 20 to 25% of the population experiences ringworm at any given time. So that's significant. All right, so treatment for ringworm. Um, Typically it's an easy fix. It's just an over-the-counter antifungal medication. This can come in the form of a cream, a lotion, gel, spray, or powder. Once someone starts using this, it may take 2 to 4 weeks for the symptoms to resolve. If the symptoms don't resolve within that time frame, a prescription might be required. So someone would need to see a medical provider. Some of the prescriptions that might be prescribed would be aconazole, and then we have ketoconazole and cyclopirox and naphthene. All right, the immune response. So there's several immune responses that the body will use to fight the invasion. We have the non-specific defense. So that would be, obviously the skin barrier, mucous membranes. And then there's an inflammatory response. And the way this works is there's a proliferation of the keratinocytes that will actually cause the fungus to slough off the skin. And then we have cell mediated immunity when those cells will directly attack the pathogen. And then also there's a serum inhibitory factor where the fungus is robbed of the necessary iron so that it can't replicate or carry out its metabolic functions. And that's it. These are some references that you can check out for more information. There's Center for Disease Control and Prevention, PubMed's another great resource, and Yale Medicine. Thank you.